Good morning. It's early, as it often is every morning when I go check on the birds and feed them. I love this time of day. It's so peaceful. You would hardly know that anybody's in here. It's just lovely. Anyway, I'm watching the quail finches that have a nest going, as you can see. It turns out this is a real nest. That is sisal that the male is bringing to the female who's inside. Yeah, I guess that was not the way to open this video. Well, if you're wondering what's going on, stay tuned. I do have a second pair of quail finches in the aviary at the moment, and they have a nest kind of by the platform where I normally sit. But I don't think this is a real nest. What I mean by that is I think this is a hopeful nest that the male has built, but I don't think the female is really collaborating with him yet. He's more like trying to entice her to be interested. And as I explained in the last video, it is true, the quail finches do not like each other around their mate. They don't like each other around their nesting site. They don't guard food though. So you might think, well, they are not known to be colony breeders. Why are you having multiple pairs in the aviary? And this should not surprise you. But this is not the problem. Or maybe I should say, at least at the moment, this is not the main problem. It turns out that I have a troublemaker or troublemakers in the aviary. My greenback twin spots, who are very passive and can do no wrong and have never caused me a lick of trouble, are keenly interested in what is happening here. They are a species that is closely related to the quail finches. And maybe the extenuating circumstances is that Amos, who is the instigator here, his partner is aging out. He's built her several nests, and she's not interested. And he may be just like, I'm going to raise chicks. I don't care who they belong to. I'm not sure. Guess I'm going to find out. Because even though they are finishing lining the nest, I was able to check with the borescope this morning, and I know I'm not supposed to disturb quail finches. I get it. And there is an egg in the nest as of 6 o'clock this morning. So, you, mister, are a problem. Fortunately, both the male and the female quail finch have no problem taking on Amos, and he's intimidated by them, but he's not giving up either, as you will see. Okay, also of note, for the people who are going to help me figure this out, they are not bugging the other nest at all. Now, that one's pretty well hidden and tucked under the grasses, but it's impossible for me to believe that they haven't noticed the male collecting, grasses and moving them into the nest, and haven't noticed him sort of exploding out of the nest when he's bothered by somebody being close by. But so I don't think that could be the difference. So the only thing I can think of is because his partner is not really participating in the nest building process, and here she obviously is. Maybe it's about her or the eggs. At first I thought it was about the nesting material, just, being obnoxious and stealing nesting material. I have other birds do that. In fact, that's pretty common to interfere with other nests. The gold-breasted waxbills will move in, like to the attic. They'll take over a chunk. The lavender finches will steal. The black-cheek waxbills will steal materials. The lavender finches will bring materials. So they'll bring decorations to the nest that the birds don't want, like gravel, for example, which I think is an attempt to get that nest to fail or get that pair to move on, not because they're direct competition species-wise, but they are going to take food away from the lavender finch parents. So there's a lot. I mean, that's not unusual. So, okay, that's what I was thinking was going on, but now I don't know. So at this point, you might be asking, why don't you remove the twin spots? And I would, and I will. First of all, if the female was being spooked off the nest, or if the male was stopping building, or if that wasn't successful, what he just did, then I would intervene. But as it is, I'm kind of believing they're going to work this out, and I'm curious to know what it is I'm seeing happening. I also know some breeders that think there is a positive effect in terms of parental care for the male if he has to work a little bit to defend his, nest and territory and babies. And so maybe there is some beneficial thing happening here, possibly. So in the middle of all of this, here comes Molly. She's the female parrot finch, and she is the queen of the aviary. And she does not tolerate nonsense. So I don't know if she was curious about what was going on or if she was intending to fix things for me. But that seems like a very far-fetched idea. So I'm back to wondering what is the draw here. So, yeah, I don't know. One of the complexities of having multiple species in a mixed aviary during breeding season looks like this spring is going to be no exception to the weirdness. I was kind of hoping for a kind of a straightforward season, but this seems ominous. I just have this weird feeling like they're waiting for the full clutch to be laid, and then they're going to move in and steal the babies or something. I can't believe that. I don't know what would make me think that. It's weird.